Good morning. Good morning. There's an audio check for you. Good morning. We got audio. Good morning to everybody in chat. Dennis, Chris, Parker Morris, Rand Israel, Tony Wallow, Ken Stout, Zvi Manor. Yeah, and that covers everybody. So today, October 28th, 2022, on a Friday morning. Okay, that was an alarm for something else. Today's title, Windows Daily number 85, cleaning a real fake infection from a computer. So here's how this is going to go. It is a real computer. It's a client's computer. Yesterday morning, I was connected remotely to it, found this fake virus infection. So I recorded the process of cleaning that, removing that real fake infection. And then yesterday I was editing that down a little bit, trying to make it into a Premiere worthy video, but I kept making mistakes and I had to do take 3 and then take 4 and then take 5. I said, oh, this is nuts. So I did a little different kind of editing. I've never quite used this style of editing for a live stream. And basically what I've done is zoom in and zoom out to places to make it more visible, because this computer that I'm connected to, some of you will recognize that as a wide screen. It's a 34-inch HP all-in-one. It's not the one that I was using at the cabin, but it is the replacement computer for my client who used to own the computer that I use at the cabin. So it is a 34-inch. It's not a curved screen, not that that matters. On the left-hand side, I have some icons blurred out. On the right-hand side, we see the Windows notification of a critical virus alert. I'm going to go take a peek back at chat, make sure you guys aren't telling me there's something going wrong with the broadcast, and no, that looks okay. And Tony Wallow, I'm doing something different with the cell phone today. Could you try sending me a text message, please? Is he is he here? I don't remember. Yeah, Tony's here. Good. And it should be more noticeable to me. What I did is I turned off Bluetooth on the phone so that it's no longer connected to my watch. So let's get rolling here. On the right-hand side, I haven't started playing this video yet. Down at the bottom of the screen, oh, it looks like you can't see my play controls. I got that zoomed in enough that you can't see it, apparently. On the right-hand side, we see critical virus alert. Activate antivirus to avoid the risk. I'm going to go ahead and click this play button because it's going to zoom in on that section. There we go, and then I'm going to pause it there. So click here to renew antivirus via Microsoft Edge. That was an immediate thing that jumped out at me that gave me a clue that this is a fake, because what Edge is reporting that I have a virus infection? No. This is a notification coming from Microsoft Edge. Let's turn off that picture-in-picture. Activate antivirus to avoid the risk. Click here to renew antivirus, and then a delete viruses button and a 20 more notifications indicator here. So I can close this notification and then the next notification will show up, or I could go look at all notifications. I'm going to click play again. My mouse moves around there. There's another piece on this screen that the mouse is going to move up to. That's a recorded mouse movement that you're seeing there. And do I go up and point to that up at the top? Yeah, no, I didn't. I just clicked on that. You saw that kind of depress. So I just clicked on that. So that's going to open that image of that notification onto the screen. But at some point, we're going to come back to this up here, ladleloser.com. That's going to be a significant thing in this experience today. So the mouse that's moving right under ladleloser.com, that's my live mouse that I'm moving right now. So then I'll go click play and we'll see what happens next. Now, here's the next message that came up. After clicking to open that first message we were looking at, this is the next infection message showing up. It's also fake. And it also says via Microsoft Edge. Clicking play. I think this is going to zoom out, yeah, to show you that full message, and zoom back in. Security alert, you visited an illegal infected website. You have visited unsafe site with illegal content. Your PC is at risk of being infected with viruses. Now that one's saying it's at risk. It doesn't say it's actually is infected. To continue browsing safely, perform an antivirus scan. As if performing a scan is going to say anything about your future safety. Not really. Let's click play, and where do I go to next? Oh, up here in the upper left. This is the URL that is displaying that message that we see on this screen. Oh, wait a minute, you're not seeing that. Uh-oh, I gotta be careful here. Why are you not seeing that? Bring this down. What's going on? Ah, there. I'm gonna have to look closely at that. I might have already messed something up. Anyway, here's the address bar, unerabrand.com. And we're gonna go look at some more information about that site. As I click play here, you'll see the mouse moving across at the rest of the information in this URL because it does provide some information. Click.php, key equals something, click ID equals something, placement ID, and then campaign ID. And that was the real clue for me that this unerabrand.com is likely a advertising or promotional campaign website where a person could create a campaign so that it sends messages out to people. When I first saw this, I was assuming it was a legit website that does that kind of stuff, but it's not. As a matter of fact, in this video, I don't think I had searched that yet. So we're going to continue through this video, and then we'll go look live, real time at that website. I'm writing that address down on a piece of paper. So this has given me pretty convincing evidence. I felt that this was some kind of an advertising campaign because that campaign ID. And up here on the title bar, the title of this browser tab says McAfee Total Security. That's totally bogus because when a website is displaying a web page, you as the website designer, or in this case as the campaign host or customer, you can make that tab say anything that you want it to. Clicking play. Continue through this recorded experience of cleaning off this virus. Now I'm going to have to keep looking at my broadcast screen here to be sure that I'm showing that properly. Now I'm closing the browser. Up in the right corner, I click the X, and then gonna go restart the computer. That wasn't really necessary at this point. I just chose to do that to clean out anything that might have been loaded into memory. I didn't think that there was. I didn't know how long it's been since the computer restarted. Now, that was a very quick reboot. It appeared, but I actually edited out the time that it took to do the reboot. So let me go back here. Here, what I'm doing in the bottom right-hand corner, clicking on the notifications icon. Let's see, do you see me moving the mouse over there? Now you do. Yeah, down here in the bottom right. The recorded Doug is clicking on that notification button to see what notifications are there. Here's another of these notifications. And I click on the three-dot menu and it says go to Edge Notification Settings. That's an additional confirmation that this is coming from Edge. System is infected. Then there's that lataloser.com still showing up there. Now there's 19 notifications left, and I click to close that one. Now there's 18 notifications left, and then I click clear all. So just got rid of them all without going to look at them. And then here I'm going into Microsoft Edge up to the three-dot menu in the upper right corner. And then I go down to settings. That's just a fake. I'm going to go back up to extensions. I want to see if there's any extensions installed that might be causing this. And this right here is showing me, indicating, since I'm seeing this customize your browser with extensions and not seeing any actual extensions, it's telling me maybe there aren't any extensions installed. So now let's go click play and go into manage extensions. And that's going to show me over here, yes, indeed, or no, indeed, you haven't installed any extensions. Isn't that a very proper grammar there? You haven't installed any extensions. I don't know what accent that was. I am no Jim. Then where am I going? Zoom back out. On the upper right, click on the three-dot menu, then go to settings. That's where we're really needing to go to. Now, full disclosure here, I edited out some stuff here as I was poking around trying to find out where is this at. I'm trying to get to notifications. At one point, I actually typed notifications up in the search settings, and that didn't get me to the place that I want. Rather than taking you through all of that, I'm just declaring that and saying that, yeah, I didn't know immediately where to go. Perhaps by publishing this video and doing this live stream and confessing this, I might lock this in better. Well, here what I've done is I've clicked on cookies and site permissions. That's where I want to go to. But at this point, I am not quite seeing what I want. So this zooms out a little bit more to show you the reason why I wasn't seeing what I want is that when I clicked on cookies and site permissions, it came into the screen but scrolled down to the bottom. You can see the scroll bar over on the right hand side. Took me a few moments to realize that, and then I go move the mouse over to the right side and well, I actually wound up using my scroll wheel to go up, I think. You can see my little indecision there, trying to figure out what's going on. I was sure that this was the right place, and yes, this is the right place. So what I want here is this section that has site permissions. Now this is for all sites. If I click on this arrow over here, that'll take and show me all the sites that have custom configurations. This recent activity section that includes LiveWindowsTraining.com is showing in recent activity, but these are not the only sites that have custom notifications, or custom permissions, I should say. These are just the ones that have had recent activity. And down here is all permissions, so that would be overall permissions, not site-specific. When you get into site-specific permissions, we got to click into this arrow for LiveWindowsTraining to see what site permissions are set for it. I'm going to bounce over here to chat and make sure everything's okay. You're not telling me of any problems. Looks fine. Get back to the video and click play to move forward. So here I'm looking at these, just kind of pointing them out. Oh, what I was doing in my original is mentioning these. I think Solve Health is probably fine. And it has a location allowed. That's all that is set for it in permissions. This one for Instacart has location allowed and it has notifications allowed. Instacart, I suspect, is a shopping thing, and that's probably okay. But this one, LiveWindowsTraining, has notifications are allowed. The default for notifications is to ask first. So this site, this evildoer site, has been set to allow notifications. Now we're playing through again. So here in my address bar, I've typed, is LiveWindowsTraining.com safe? This video that I'm playing back for you is actual recording of my original work at pursuing this. When I went to type this in the address bar, I didn't know what it was going to answer for me. I do know now. Of course, I could have typed that in this Google search field right here, but if you have your browser configured to conduct searches in the address bar, then it will automatically recognize that's not an address. Therefore, it must be a search that you want. Is LiveWindowsTraining.com safe? Clicking play to see what it shows me. Here we go. LiveWindowsTraining.com is a malicious site that displays fake messages to trick you into subscribing to its spam push notifications. You should not click the allow button when you see such messages. This implies to me how this probably happened. It's a malicious site. It displays fake messages. So it might be displaying some message, do you want to be notified for Windows updates? They could have worded it any way that they wanted to try to trick my client into clicking the allow button to allow notifications. However, many of my clients, some of my clients, a few of my clients will click to allow or permit anything that happens. Others will click to close anything that pops up on their screen without reading it. That's kind of what some normals do. I don't try to lecture them out of it because I've tried that before. It doesn't work. So we just deal with what happens when we need to. And pick my battles. When I really need to convince them to not do that, I'll emphasize it more. But in this case, just going to allow notifications. They're always fake, not a big deal. And this comes from malwaretips.com. At that point, I was really pretty sold that this is a malicious site. Didn't feel strongly that I needed to look at others, but I think I scroll down here and look at what else comes up in response to that search. Well, no, I didn't. Just pop right back here to LiveWindowsTraining. Now, I'm clicking into LiveWindowsTraining, so I click that right arrow to go see how LiveWindowsTraining is configured. All these ones that say default, if you do reset permissions, that'll reset all of these to default and remove this website from the list. So I can see here, notifications is the only thing that's allowed. I'm going to back up this video. I'm going to scroll back a little bit on that playhead and point out something else. One of the things that's a little tricky for people when they first start dealing with this, oh, that was interesting. Oh, I get a full screen there. When I push this button to turn on my picture-in-picture, it's smaller. Anyway, in this screen here, you might ask, how do you get something off of this list? How do you get something off of this site permissions list? Even if you go into all sites to see the whole listing of them, there is no way to remove them or delete them. The way to get rid of their listing or their showing on this list with any custom permissions is to remove the custom permissions. I could do that by changing this one to the default. That would remove them from the list. But my usual technique is to click on Reset Permissions up here. That resets them all to default and removes that website from the list of customized website permissions. Now here, got to keep watching for that picture-in-picture issue. Reset permissions, I'll click reset, and that's going to change that back to the default, but we won't actually see that happen because it's going to take us back to the prior screen. But, oh, actually here we do see it. We see that as, for notifications, it now has ask, which is the default. Now you can change the configuration of your browser to be default deny or disallow or no, whatever the other choice is for notifications. But that can cause you some troubles on sites that you do want notifications. So I don't, by routine, do that for my clients. And I go back and see that LiveWindowsTraining.com is no longer on this list, but Instacart is an appointment Quest Diagnostics. I think that's the one that wasn't there previously. Why is it there now? Well, this has enough space here to show the 3 most recent. I removed one of the 3 that were recent, so now it brought in another one that is on the list of recent activity that was, what, kind of hidden from view, I guess you might say. Then where do I go next? We're playing the recorded video again. Go down and look at all site permissions. And I scroll back up, playing the video again. What happens next? Oh, I'm going into all site permissions. So this is all the websites that have custom permissions. And you can tell by looking at this, Ameritrade, what permission does it have? It has one permission set, pop-ups and redirects. Is that okay? Well, sometimes pop-ups are needed on a website because you click on something and it maybe popping up a stock chart, or maybe popping up a buy window so that you can buy more stock, since that's a stock trading platform or investment platform of some sort. And then Instacart has two permissions set. It has location and notifications set. Then Like It Viral has one permission set for notifications. I got suspicious about this one. I said, I don't like that name. That sounds questionable. So we're going to go look at that. Then there's Quest Diagnostics, and I can't see what permissions are set with that one. And it looks like it's already expanded. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I did not notice that at the time. I just saw Quest Diagnostics and moved on. That's for doing blood work testing, if you weren't aware of it. Solve Health has location turned on. Stars Campus has pop-ups and redirects turned on. Stars Campus, I'm suspecting that has to do with her grandson who's in college. You know, maybe star students, campus choices. I did not go look into the detail of those others or consider whether they should be removed, except for Like It Viral. That one was just set off all kinds of alarm bells and hair on the back of my neck standing up, and I did not like that one at all. So I think I go do a search for that, see what comes up next. Here we go. Yep. So this was my web search a little while ago for lataloser.com, and I just came back to that same window and changing this to likeitviral.com to see if that's safe. And what does a Google search tell me about it? So here, likeitviral.com reviews. We think likeitviral.com is legit and safe for consumers to access. Scam Advisor is an automated algorithm to check on the website. So this is scamadvisor.com is the one that came up with it. Down here, likeitviral.com.atlaq.com. What's the actual website here? What is that website? Is it, let's see, do I need to change this? No, you don't need to see all that. Is that some content from likeitviral.com? The answer is no. You got to look at the last dot and then top level domain name, in this case, .com. The website here is @laq.com. And what's being displayed to it comes to us from this page on their system. They're saying likeitviral.com is currently an active website according to that name. That's weird to me. Whoops, I got to show that too. That name, they're saying it's currently an active website according to her. I'm not pronouncing that name because if I do, my smart speaker is going to wake up and think that I'm talking to her. We're not on speaking terms right now. Likeitviral.com has a global rank of such and such. Google safe browsing. So that sounds okay. Then what else do we get from here? Now, don't worry, I'm not really upset at my smart speaker. We're just not on speaking terms because I'm doing a live broadcast right now. I clicked play to see where else I go to here. There's another one down below, webrate.org. Something to say. I'm going to pause there. Safety expiration signed certificate, not self-signed. That's okay if a certificate is signed by a signing authority, certificate authority, that's good. If it's self-signed, that's more suspicious. And so Click It Viral is kind of sounding like it's okay, but I still don't like what the likely mission. What would the likely mission statement of likeitviral.com? Sounds to me like it's some kind of site that is trying to do viral ads. So I went to the site here. Let's go back here a little bit and point that out. See up here in the address bar, I have likeitviral.com. So I actually went to their site to see what it is. And what we see is all these clickbaity type displays trying to get you to click on something. Now, one of the most common fake virus infections I find that my clients get, they'll call me on the phone and there's an audible message I can hear coming from their computer saying your computer is infected. We have detected your computer is infected. You have done this. You have done that. You are in trouble. Police are coming out. All kinds of scary things. IRS alerts, FBI alerts, just crazy stuff that they'll say audible, trying to get you to call a phone number that they're displaying on the screen. Those very commonly come by virtue of clicking on one of these. Whatever website is displaying them to you, because the content creator that puts these advertisements on there, a lot of times they are not as security conscientious as they should be, and their website gets compromised. So when you click to go see that content, you get all these pop-up warnings and audible messages playing. It's just, and then all you have to do is close the browser and then reopen the browser and you're fine. Just don't go click on that same item again. Now, I have tried this where I've gone back and intentionally clicked on the one that my client told me they clicked on. And I have had occasions where the same fake infection appears and the same behavior shows up. And I've had other times where I go back and click on the thing that they clicked on and it doesn't come up. My deductive reasoning from that experience tells me that the evildoers, the criminals that are trying to trick my client into calling them, puts that compromise onto that website just long enough to get a bunch of calls coming in. And then they go half an hour later, they might go do the same thing on another compromisable website that puts up these kinds of advertisements through a site like It Viral, or even the landing page for ms.com. It's very similar experience, because I have had people get those audible fake infections from there. So I'm playing this recorded, edited video again to see where do we go next. I don't remember because I did all this yesterday. Showing all the rest of these highly clickable displays, then close that page and then come back here. Now, I'm about to show you a mistake I made. I click on the Like It Viral on this arrow here to go in and look at the detail for it because I want to reset it. And then I make a mistake. See, my mouse moves straight up here to reset permissions. That was a mistake. I'm giving you a couple seconds to figure out what was my mistake here. I went to go do reset permissions, and now I'm kind of thinking, that was probably a mistake. I would have preferred not to do that. Why? Why not? I don't like this website, right? I've already determined that I think this is not a good website to have custom permissions for. Unless, I wonder if anybody picked that up. I'm going to go take a look at chat, see if anybody picked up on that. Let's see. Notifications were already blocked. Yeah. I'm not sure if anyone else put that up before, but Wintermute noticed that right here. Notifications were already blocked. That's why it was a mistake to reset permissions. Right here, notifications was already blocked. So that was probably a good thing. And I might have done that in the past. My client had, this client has occasionally got fake infections. So it's quite possible that I blocked that in the past and blocked that experience out of my memory because I don't remember it. Continuing on. So I reset the site permissions and that took that off of this list of customized websites. Well, that's okay. If she gets back to that again, it'll probably pop up another message asking to allow notifications. Quite possibly she might answer yes. But this experience of me noticing this, and then I didn't notice it until I edited the video. I didn't realize it. When I was live working on a computer, I did not catch that. So listen, I'm fessing up to a mistake. When I was editing the video, which I wouldn't have been doing if I wasn't going to try to publish a video on this issue. Now, the fact that I did the editing, discovered the mistake, and now I'm confessing it to you, this is going to lock that into my memory so that next time I go deal with site permissions for a client who's getting fake pop-ups, I think I'll probably just switch my strategy to always block. Instead of reset permissions, just always block. So that's a learning experience for me between yesterday and today. a change of strategy. So here I'm closing that settings page. Ken, I think I've got just a few more minutes. Here I click on the notifications again and see that there's no notifications there. Okay, and that was the end of that video. I'm going to go back and catch that a little bit closer just for those who weren't really aware of that. Okay, right down there in the bottom right corner, I click on that crescent moon, quick notifications. The only thing that popped up was the calendar. Yeah, I realized I had the screen magnification not right for displaying that. The premiere just started. Oh, Ken, that's got a premiere. All right, I'm ending very quickly. Goodbye.